Newcastle 1, Arsenal 2. Oh my goodness. What a result. What a result in the end. Huge result. We needed those 3 points. I said before the game, I said, listen, I said Liverpool lost. Okay, we're 5 points behind Liverpool. We have to take advantage. We have to win this game to cut the deficit to 2 points. And that's exactly what we did. And it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. We were 1-0 down with 5 minutes left. And then Marino gets a header. Gabriel gets a header off a corner. Set piece again. And we win the game in dramatic fashion. Incredible fashion. And yeah, let's just dive right into the game. I really thought for the first half hour we were better than Newcastle. I thought we deserved to go 1-0 up. Trossard had a chance that he should have scored, hit the post. Eze had a couple of chances. The first chance, it was a good save from Pope. Dove down to his left, made a good save. And then in the second, and then his second chance, Eze kind of hit it right at Pope. It was, I wasn't expecting Eze to score from that angle. Well, no, not from the angle, from his position on the pitch and that shot. Good save from Pope. And then Saka had a chance. He hit it right at Pope. And for those first 30 minutes, I felt like we were on top. I thought we were playing the better football. I thought, we were creating the better chances. We had the lion's share of possession. And then one chance for Newcastle, one goal. One goal. I don't know how you pronounce that striker's name. I think it's Woldermaid. Something like that. Voldemade, something like that. I don't know. I call him Voldemort. Big, towering striker. But he got his head on a great cross from Tonali. 1-0 Newcastle, and it came from a mistake from Mosquera. Mosquera made a crucial mistake, a back pass to Raya that went right out for a corner. It went right out for a corner, and it was a horrible back pass, and it led to the goal. So, I'm not going to get on Mosquera too hard for two reasons. One, that's his first mistake in an Arsenal shirt. It's a pretty big mistake, and it could have been a costly mistake, but it was his first mistake in an Arsenal shirt. And then the second reason is, we won the game. We won the game. So, yes, he'll get docked in the player ratings. Yes, he'll get docked in the player ratings for that. That's not good enough. But, in the end, it didn't matter. Sorry, I was just seeing some stuff on the TV. I was seeing times where an opposition player came back against their former club. They showed Van Persie against Arsenal, and they showed Rooney against Everton. But no, seriously though, we go into halftime 1-0 down, and after Newcastle scored their chance, we didn't look threatening. We didn't look threatening for the next 40 minutes of the game, 35 minutes of the game. It was really past the 70th minute mark where we started to, I would say like 65th minute mark, we started to turn on the gas again. We started to attack Newcastle, put them under pressure. But we go into halftime 1-0 down, and if you guys were watching the live stream, the watch along, shout out to everybody who tuned in. Zev, Mike, Garrison, a few other people. Shout out to you guys. If you guys were watching the watch along, I was saying I don't feel good about this. I just don't feel good about this. 1-0 down, didn't create much after the first half hour. And I'm thinking if we don't step our game up in the second half, we'll miss out. We'll fail to capitalize on another big opportunity, and it will be a massive opportunity missed. And it was looking like that's how it was going to be for the rest of the game. We start the second half. For the first 10, 15 minutes, I don't even know if the players knew that we were down by a goal. I mean, that's how lethargic it was. It looked like we had ran out of ideas. But 10 minutes to go, things started to change. Well, no, I would say 25 minutes to go, things started to change. We started putting Newcastle under more pressure. We started attacking a little bit more. And we got our goal to equalize in the 84th minute. Marino with a great header. It was a fantastic header from Marino. Another substitution for Mikel Arteta that paid off. I will give Arteta praise when he gets things right. Today he got it right 100% with his substitutions. Marino came on, gets a goal. Odegaard comes on, gets an assist. The Odegaard substitution I was expecting him to make. I wanted him to make that substitution, but the Marino substitution kind of came out of left field. I wasn't expecting that substitution, but Marino came on, scored the equalizer, and I said it on the watch along. I said, I think we can win this game. I truly believe in us to win this game. I think we can do it. Excuse me. I think we can do it. And lo and behold, what happens? Nick Pope with a couple of goalkeeping errors, trying to go for the win. I understand it. You're at home. Newcastle are an ambitious club. They're an ambitious team. They wanted to go for the win. They put the ball up the pitch, intercepted by Miles Lewis-Skelly, wins the ball back, goes the other way. Rice whips the ball in, wins a corner, and then Odegaard on the corner, perfect delivery. Gabriel rises, puts it in the back of the net. Gabriel from set pieces is so dangerous, and he did it again. And shout out to Gabriel, incredible, absolutely incredible. So shout out to the team. I'm just watching the highlights again. Here's that first Eze chance. Was a good save from Pope on his left foot. Down to the bottom right corner, Pope dove, made a good save. I mean, listen, I can't blame Eze for that. Here's the second chance. Here's the back pass that was the penalty. And you know what? This is a perfect segue. This referee, for both teams, but this referee was awful. Awful. I think there should have been 2 penalties in the game. The first penalty, they're just showing the replay right now. Gyökeres in the box. They're saying the goalkeeper got a touch on the ball. I mean, I'm looking at it again. I don't know. I think that's a penalty. And then because he follows through on the player, if that's anywhere else on the pitch, it's a foul. I think it should be a penalty. And then the second penalty, Gabriel got away with the handball. Absolutely, Gabriel got away with the handball. That should have been a penalty right after we equalized. And then, but it wasn't. I thought the ref was shocking. I really did, but that's neither here nor there. We got the win in the end. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 2. Shout out to the people joining me on the watch along. My mom is out of town for the next week, so Olympiacos, I should do a watch along for that too. Do Arsenal play on Saturday or Sunday? I'm not sure. Either way, I should be able to do a watch along for next week's Premier League game as well. Arsenal 2, Newcastle 1. Incredible. And these are the types of results that we need to win the league. These are the types of results that we need to win the league. 2 points behind Liverpool. We've had a tough first 6 games of the season. Obviously, Leeds and Nottingham Forest, that was light work. That was easy. 5-0 and 3-0 respectively. But Man United, Liverpool, Man City, and Newcastle, 3 of those games away from home. 2 of those games we won. We drew against Man City and lost against Liverpool. But Liverpool are on 15 points. Arsenal sits second on 13 points. We just have to keep pace and eventually overtake Liverpool. So anyway, that's the match reaction. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll catch you guys later. Peace. I'll catch you guys in the player ratings. Peace.